In the early 1970s, California symbolized freedom. Young people hitchhiked along Highway 1. College towns felt safe. Santa Cruz was known for beaches, redwoods, and an open-minded culture. Parents believed the danger was far away, in big cities, in dark alleys, somewhere else. Then, students began disappearing, not from dangerous neighborhoods, from campuses, from daylight roads. And what unsettled investigators most was not chaos, it was the absence of it. There was no pattern of forced entry, no public confrontations, no obvious suspect. And standing quietly inside that community was a man who did not fit the image of a threat. His name was Edmund Kemper, 6 feet 9 inches tall, measured IQ of 145, soft voice, measured speech, a man who understood exactly what he was doing. Kemper's story did not begin in Santa Cruz. It began in 1964. At 15 years old, he shot and killed his grandmother at their home in North Fork, California. When his grandfather returned, he shot him too. Later, he said he wanted to understand how it would feel. He was sent to a Atascadero State Hospital for the criminally insane. Doctors initially labeled him paranoid schizophrenic, but inside the institution, something else happened. He studied the staff. He learned psychological terminology. He volunteered for tests. He scored 145 on IQ assessments. He befriended psychiatrists. Eventually, doctors concluded he was rehabilitated. In 1969, at age 21, he was released into society. Many later asked the same question. How does someone capable of double homicide at 15 convince professionals he is safe? The answer lies in charm, intelligence, and patience. Between May 1972 and early 1973, 6 young women traveling near college campuses disappeared after accepting rides. Kemper presented himself as educated and non-threatening. He appeared structured, polite, articulate. He had modified his vehicle so passengers could not exit once inside. He selected victims carefully. He drove to remote areas. Investigators later noted the control in his actions, not impulsive, but planned. The press began using a phrase that would stay in American memory: the co-ed case. Parents warned daughters. Hitchhiking declined. Campuses changed their tone. Fear entered places that once felt open. What sets Kemper apart in criminal history is proximity. After his crimes, he visited a bar in Santa Cruz called the Jury Room. It was frequented by law enforcement. He became known there. He discussed the case. He listened to speculation. He offered observations. Officers reportedly called him Big Ed. He studied investigative blind spots in real time. Imagine sitting next to the very person authorities were seeking and never seeing him. This was not invisibility. It was misdirection. Kemper understood social perception. He knew people see what fits expectation. A cooperative, articulate man does not fit the mental picture of danger. In April 1973, the trajectory changed. Kemper killed his mother in her home. He later described years of resentment and humiliation. The act was personal. Afterward, he killed a family friend who came to the house. Then something unexpected happened. He left California. He drove east. And from Colorado, he called law enforcement. He confessed. At first, officers did not take him seriously. He had to repeat himself. He waited calmly for arrest. No pursuit. No dramatic confrontation. Just a man who decided the story was over. Kemper cooperated extensively with investigators. He provided detailed psychological explanations of his thinking. FBI agents studying emerging behavioral profiling techniques interviewed him. Some later acknowledged that his openness helped refine early profiling models. He was sentenced to multiple life terms in California. He remains incarcerated. For many Americans who lived through the 1970s, the case marked a shift. Trust became cautious. Roadside freedom faded. But perhaps the most unsettling aspect is this: Kemper was not unaware. He analyzed himself. He articulated motive. He understood consequence. And for a period of time, he moved through society undetected. Not because he hid in darkness, but because he understood human perception. Sometimes history is not shaped by chaos, it is shaped by misjudgment, and Santa Cruz learned that lesson the hard way.